What's going on, everybody? This is Lady Luck. Welcome to Hops and Bars. Okay, I saw this video and I just had to react to it and check this out. This is Anthony Fantano, I want to say. Um, and he does, of course, music reaction and reviews, but I really like his breakdown of his, reactions when, especially with his whole album reviews. And I saw and included in my live that I did last week about, this overhyped crap about Drake. I actually included Fantano's, it's my collaboration of reviews live that I did. And I included one of his videos in my live. And one of the things I can appreciate about him is that he is a very neutral and fair person when it comes to music. I don't get the feeling that he hates Drake. I just get the feeling that he's able to say, like the rest of humanity should be able to say, when an album or a song is good or not good. And so, of course, the new Drake album, it's not good. It's just not good. The only people that are really going to listen to it are his true fanatical fan base. It's not going to be, a true, lyricist or someone who loves true lyrical rap music or, true old school hip hop music or hip hop music in general. If you're a true hip hop head, you're not going to like Drake's new album. You're going to like it because that might be the type of music you listen to, or because you're just a diehard Drake fan. But he is overhyped, and it's crazy how he has albums selling because he already has a bunch of money. Like, people are giving up their bill money to buy his music and go to his concerts, but yet his music isn't getting better. And he was one of the ones that stated that, he really hasn't put out a great album since 2015. Or something to that extent, within the last 5 to 7 years. And I think that's a very fair assessment. He did state that there were a couple songs on, at least 5 albums. There were at least 2 or 3 that were decent, but nothing that should be on this level of, oh, he's a GOAT type, his greatness is so overwhelming type crap. That's nonsense. When you have an album of 14 songs and only 1 or 2, 3 at best are good songs, lyrically speaking, and from a technical stance with beats, creativity in the instrumentals and the music, but the lyrics still need to be there. If you're gonna be if you're calling yourself a rapper and you're not rapping, I don't understand it. So I've never considered Drake a rapper. I don't care if his music, I never did. I think it's a joke at this point. I think he really should be doing like international pop music type stuff, and I've been saying this for years. People need to really look at his music from a technical stance, just creativity, technicality, his ability to give a good bar. He did better in Jack Harlow's Churchill Downs than he did in his entire album on his own. And the one song he had a feature with, that's the song that people in general are liking, that the Jack and something, I don't know. I don't even like that song because I still, I think it could be a lot more lyrical than what it is. And I don't listen. I've never really heard of 21 Savage, so Mama's just kind of out of the loop on that. But just for the quality of the bars and the lyricism, overall, they were straightforward and simple, but I don't think it's nothing worthy of breaking down or analyzing. So, all in all, if Drake is giving you guys garbage music for 5 to 7 years, that's the type of artist he is. And people keep trying to boost him up to something he's simply not. He's a mediocre artist. And he's calling himself a rap hip-hop artist, but he's not even giving that type of music on a consistent basis, especially good rap hip-hop music on a consistent basis. So the test of times is in the music, not because his fan base are the new age Jim Jones followers, and they just worship the ground he walks on, and they're going to buy it no matter what. To say that we're not getting your music, no, we're not getting it because it's stupid. We just don't like it. The album is dumb, Drake. It's stupid, it's dumb, it's annoying. There's no lyricism in it. There's nothing lyrical about it. You can't call that rap or even good hip-hop. They're labeling it as house music. That's what it's being labeled as by your most serious and sincere fans, Drake. House music. You should feel some type of way if you actually love hip-hop and rap. You should feel some type of way putting out music like that, only for it to be considered house music. But you definitely didn't do anything to make it hip-hop or rap music either. So you signed off on it and released it. And it was garbage. And it has no similarities, or there's nothing to compare, or nothing near Kendrick Lamar's album that would even make that relatable to yours. His lyricism is a whole nother galaxy of his own. And your music is just international pop, hip, some sort of a pop, sing-along, rap, singy songs. Like all you're doing is singing. That is your idea of executing a bar. It's just this auto-tuning singing. You know you can't sing like that. And yet you do it in the entire song, which equates to an entire album. Man, come on, man. So I'm just a, honest person. Drake does not pay my bills. I owe him nothing. And there's not enough, mental whatever keeps these people buying his music. It's not enough of that in the world to get me to even like Drake on that level, to consider him a GOAT of anything. So I wouldn't even call this hating, because I think people like to use the word hating now to try to make people feel bad. People like me, I have a tungsten wall. You can't make me feel bad about speaking my mind and being honest. Because like I said, he does not pay my bills, so I owe him nothing. And I think we all have the right to express our opinions and views, and I'm just looking at it from a technical stance. I'm sure Drake might be a really nice person somewhere. I don't know who he is in real life. But musically, he sucks. That's it. Technically, his lyricism, flow, all of it's mediocre and it sucks. So people have this high hope of him doing something so spectacular, and he's proven for the past 5 to 7 years he can't give you that, because that's not the type of artist he is. It's not on the level of artistry where you should expect GOAT level type music. You shouldn't expect that at all from Drake. You should expect what he's been giving you consistently for 5 to 7 years. And that's mediocre garbage. Mediocre garbage. I was about to use profanity, my children here. Mediocre garbage music. House music that does nothing but melt your brain cells. So, and let me repeat, Drake does not pay my bills. So let's see what he has to say here.
Hi everyone, theneedletropHating here. Hi everyone, theneedletropHating here. Hi everyone, theneedletropHating here. Hi everyone. Here, the internet's busiest music nerd.
When I watch you do Drake reviews, something changes, and I think you have like a trolly undertone, bro. That's the only thing, and I'm not even being biased.
To start off with the song One Dance,
Trolly
featuring
undertone?
Wizkid and
What is
Kyla.
that?
This is a sexy, sensual dance floor ballad, and it is god-awful. There's literally nothing redeeming about this song. I think it's one of the worst songs Drake has put out in a while. I don't think he sounded this sniveling and simpery since, like, his Thank Me Later days.
Drake tries to get back at Kanye by leaking a song from his new record, and even in its unfinished state, it's better than most of the material off Certified Lover Boy.
Certified Lover Boy, I think, is the most punishing of these 90-minute marathons that Drake has been dropping as of late. I thought it might still be cool, though, to take a dive into the Drake archives and,
My patchouli's wearing off.
My shirt is ruined. At the half-finished Drake song. The half-finished Drake song is still better than anything. The half-finished Kanye song, I'm sorry. The half-finished Kanye West song is still better than the entire project of Drake. And you know what? The funny thing is, more people should be recognizing that. There's no way you can take Drake seriously when he's doing album after album after album after album, years in a row, that are just mediocre to garbage level. You can't compare that to Kanye West or to Kendrick Lamar. You can't even compare that to Beyonce. She's not a rapper. Goodness. He just makes mediocre music. Mediocre to garbage music. It is what it is. And nobody has to be considered a hater for just speaking their mind. Because once again, he does not pay my bills. Or Anthony Fantano's for that matter. So we owe him nothing.
Mostly I was wrong, because God, this thing is boring, and occasionally even slightly embarrassing. It seems like Drake and his label are resorting to semantic, cheap PR tactics to get people talking about an otherwise nondescript collection of tracks that sound like leftovers from Drake's last album. When one of your major singles to this album is the song I'm Upset, something is wrong. It's one of the most painfully boring Drake songs, period. It's a do-nothing instrumental that is total trash. The flow is so basic, it just pretty much sounds like Drake talking. And the lyrics are loaded with so much personal minutia in the grander scheme of things, it means absolutely nothing.
Something other than me has got to give, which is such a painfully Drake line. Me, my side of the relationship. Me. I'm always giving. You're not giving anything.
Michael Jackson shit, but the palace is not for kids, which is a very odd reference in line there, given like all.
Come on, man.
Which is such a painfully Drake line. Me, my side in the relationship. Me. I'm always giving. You're not giving anything.
Michael Jackson.
500 mil, and I'll fall back in the 6. Finally, give you the space you need to exist. Michael Jackson-ish. But the palace is not for kids. What is the 6? Is that supposed to be a 6'9" reference to that boy 6'9" or something? I thought it was that his name?
But the palace is not for kids, which is a very odd reference in line there, given like all the talk about your weird proximity to girls much younger than you. Is this not just Drake taking advantage of the power dynamic that his money and fame and influence affords him by manipulating someone who's not in the best spot economically and obviously has little to no family support?
She's a stripper that he's like, in a sexual kind of sugar daddy relationship with. She's not his kid. He's not looking at her like, he's raising her. He should be raising his son like that instead.
I guess in a way it's ironic that there's like a little R. Kelly writer credit on this track too.
Is there any level of lazy that Drake won't stoop to?
I don't know what Drake usually does to put together a better track, hire 1 million ghostwriters, do what you gotta do, but come out with better songs. Because these songs, especially One Dance, are trash. Next we have the record's first real attempt at dropping
You said hire 1 million ghostwriters. Do what you gotta do. The problem is, those ghostwriters are gonna want to get paid because they understand his albums sell through the roof no matter what. He could just say scoopity poop and his Jim Jones followers will buy that scoopity poop garbage music. My God. Hiring a ghostwriter, from my understanding, he has some decent ghostwriters. Because he can't come up with bars even if they're simple, he still can't come up with some of the bars that I heard. His most complex bars, he definitely doesn't come up with those. Or he doesn't know how to come up with something like that because he's not really a rapper. It's like you gotta have a ghostwriter rap all your raps, but then you could do a whole album of just house techno music by yourself. It obviously rap is not your thing. It's not the genre you belong in because you can't do that on your own.
A huge single, Way Too Sexy, which is one of the most embarrassing things Drake has ever released, in my opinion. This track is not sexy at all. It's annoying. It's trash. The lyrics are horrible. It's just a terrible, obnoxious, trash pop rap song. Really the worst pop rap song of the year as far as the mainstream goes by quite a few miles. If Chance the Rapper can't live down Hot Shower, I see no reason why Drake should get to like revel in this.
I do think Way Too Sexy is that bad, though. I do think that's Drake's Hot Shower, if I'm being honest.
Dude, you can't listen to Hot Shower and listen to that. You can think it's corny. Come on, bro. That's a catchy ass song.
Even the worst Drake record, in my opinion,
It doesn't matter about
will most
catchiness.
likely probably never be as bad as like the last Green Day record or the Tones and I album that I just shit on that I gave a 0.
It doesn't matter about just catchiness. I mean, after a while, that stuff fades. Think about it. Mumble rap was catchy. Catchy bars, catchy beats, catchy, not even bars, but catchy beats, catchy sound, catchy music. That's it. And you can't even say bars because they're not really talking about nothing. And if they are saying something, you can't understand it. That's it. It's just catchy, but look how that's fading into obscurity.
Out of 10. And I don't think Drake will ever put out an album as bad as Chance the Rapper's The Big Day.
Yeah, this new Drake album, it's not good. I still deliver like a midwife. I still deliver like a midwife.
Look at this. Having lunch and debating Ferrari prices. 23 and going through a midlife crisis. But trust me, I still deliver like a midwife. Okay. You're debating Ferrari prices. More proof that he does not pay y'all bills. 23 and going through 23, a midlife number. So he thinks he's going to be going by 46. Jesus. Is he 46?
Is a Drake line if I have ever heard one. Drake claims girls like girls where I'm from, which I'm not sure. Is this an indictment of the men of Toronto, or is this a lack of understanding that there are lesbians in every city around the world? Considering that Drake thinks liking women as well makes him a lesbian, maybe it's the latter.
You've been talking about this fucking Text Go Green track. Hum me the melody of that track.
It's the
hum me the melody of the song, Los.
Listen.
Hum me the fucking melody to that song that's so fucking catchy.
I don't know it. It's 72 hours.
But I don't even like the fucking song, and I can hum the melody to you.
This is not the sound of like some wild EDM festival or anything like that.
Song.
Really more of a sad solo dance party with you DJing for yourself.
The problem is you talking about it's a catchy song, but you can't hum it. His songs are so dang on simple.
DJing for yourself off your
you can hum his songs after one good listen if it's that catchy. Because all it is him singing an auto-tune and a repeated hook to death. Yo, auto-repeat a hook to death. I mean, I don't even know if you can call those songs when it's just mostly hook. Or he's just saying the same thing over and over again in auto-tune. He's not even trying to use his natural singing voice. Oh, God.
Top speakers.
I'm gonna play this new Drake. It just came out. This shit's hard.
So on and so forth. And he just started playing a song from Nothing Was the Same. It like chilled out the mood really fast, almost too fast, to the point where like people started pulling out their phones. As soon as the Drake came on, like any hip hop hit from the 2000s and the 90s, no phones. But as soon as the fucking Drake came on, everybody started pulling out their phones, scrolling through their texts, scrolling through their Twitter feeds, just being like, yeah, and just like started walking around like this. It was like the party was
And it's
over.
like-
Oh man,
Oh boy.
I might have to go in. You're gonna make me act up. I might have to go in on this. And then after Drake goes in, it's arguably the worst and weakest part of the song. Drake does his thing in Espanol on this track, so if you ever wanted to hear Drake sound awkward in another language, I guess you have your opportunity to do so here.
Every Drake album that has come out, there are catchy songs.
I just asked you to hum a melody
How
from
much-
the
But you
fucking
told
song
me to
that you were
hum a
playing
melody
on stream before I
from
came
the
on
album
stream.
that came out
You
3
literally
days ago.
listened to the song 20 minutes
It was
before we had this
3 days,
conversation and you
dude.
couldn't recall it.
First of all, I was 3 days.
It's so one note,
What the guy-
badly
what the guy do
produced,
2 minutes ago?
weakly sung, horrendously underwritten. And yeah, a lot of the shit people have been saying about it online about just like, you know, being the kind of music that plays over the loudspeaker at H&M. For the most part, that's really accurate. Please, just give me some catchy songs, like maybe a few Marvin's Rooms here and there, and let's just call it a day. But Drake can't even do that on this record, because if Drake's career at this very moment in time is defined by anything, it's inconsistency.
Drake at number 23 is disgusting. It's really like a spit in the face to everybody who falls underneath him right now.
Like, he is legitimately outshined by every feature on this project, even the ones that don't even sound like they're trying all that hard. Hello, Travis Scott. Of course, on this album, even though he is about as Jamaican as a box of Kraft dinner, Drake continues to deliver that, you know, dance hall sound, this boring whitewashed Toronto dance hall that doesn't really sound much at all like real regular dance hall.
You
I
rated
feel like-
KSI's album higher than CLB. You rated KSI.
Slightly.
What do you mean
Look,
slightly?
I just have to wonder, what is the use in being the biggest rap artist on the planet with access to the best producers and sound engineers
not
that money
the
can buy
biggest
if
anything
your
on the
stuff is
planet.
still
He's
going to
the
have the
most
quality of a
hyped,
SoundCloud dance
overhyped.
music producer who's put together his first remix?
Overhyped.
who needs 90 minutes of Drake?
Honestly, this track's greatest sin is being so goddamn boring that while I'm listening to it,
He's 90
I
minutes
kind
of
of want to just
Drake.
like hook a car battery up to my nuts just to get some kind of mental stimulation.
It's not a catchy
Okay.
fucking song. It's background music. It's wallpaper.
Right.
Nobody's
But
going
you're
to tell you
saying
to turn it off because
okay,
it doesn't sound
what
like
about the
anything. It's
Weeknd? Okay,
background
what about the
noise.
Weeknd?
For every
Exactly.
one worthwhile song or single he makes, he also produces an awful one and a forgettable one. Bars like "My Mount Rushmore is me" with 4 different expressions, which is so hilariously egotistical, it makes Kanye West seem well-adjusted.
Should have said "You love me today because tomorrow is a new day" is exactly the kind of quote I would expect to pop up in, I don't know, some like anti-vax Karen aunt grandma's Facebook feed.
Dude, you're comparing KSI to Drake, and he's above Drake. That's in your honest opinion. That's what your honest opinion.
He's above Drake in this instance.
There are cuts on this thing that feel very background,
probably
very
above
forgettable,
Drake in
very
a lot of
wallpaper, but
instances.
there are others that are downright preposterous. Drake sounds totally dorky on this track, talking about teens. I don't know why our Canadian child actor turned rapper millionaire has decided to give us a little bit of fake patois, but now on No Friends in the Industry, Drake is bringing back that "if you're reading this, it's too late" energy type of vibe and dropping beef bars as if we don't remember how 2018 played out. Without question,
Okay.
Push's response here is one of the coldest and most destructive diss tracks ever. It put Drake in a total checkmate, and his only response to the whole thing was a little Instagram story post where he essentially explained
time.
the front cover image of the single, and that's it. The whole beef just disappeared from there.
Who
Oh,
let
God.
Drake rap like he's from the UK? It's not a fucking melody you want to sing along with. It's just some boring ass shit. There are
Shit,
multiple
yeah, I know, right?
songs
Boring
that
stuff.
are on
Boring.
Certified Lover Boy that Drake listened to them and said,
He's
"Yeah,
not
this
an
is
art- he's
this
not
is
a rap
done. This
artist."
is not embarrassing. This can go out to the public."
Doing better has been a
It is
pretty
multiple
consistent
times.
problem for Drake these days,
On
because
multiple
there's really been a
albums.
growing sense of complacency in his records as he handed us the mostly passionless views, the playlisted mess that he titled More Life.
put out album after album after album that was not lyrical or
omega-3s.
creative too much or anything.
Tastes like
One or two
mostly
songs might
passionless
be decent, but
views,
that's
the
it.
playlisted mess that he titled More Life.
More Life is awful. More Life is terrible. There's so many
God
effortless,
almighty.
pointless. We never needed to hear this songs. So I would just put More Life in the F category. It's terrible. It's garbage. Yeah, the song where I'm just totally ripping off The Weeknd and adding nothing whatsoever artistically or creatively. Put that out.
When it comes to the beef stuff on the track, Drake is a paper tiger. Clearly, why he's even continuing to talk like this, I don't know.
Anybody going at a rapper whose response was as trash as Meek's was, instant W. Instant W. It was made easy for Drake. Yeah, this song's about when, it's 1 a.m. and it's dark out as well on top of it. And you're just thinking. You're not thinking about the lyrics, but you're thinking.
Have you ever went on a Drake and drive, bro? That might sound
Drake
corny.
and drive?
Sure.
That's not a term. Nobody says that. Do people actually
People
say
say
Drake
that.
and
No, I
drive?
say
Drake's writing and singing, or if he even is writing, he's probably riffing at this point, is so uninteresting
He
that
doesn't
it
sing either.
is basically pointless. Might as well just
doesn't
left the
sing.
production as it is because Drake's not really doing anything interesting with it. Oh, this shitty ass
can't
track
sing.
where I'm sampling Right Said Fred. Drop that.
Drizzy drops lines that make me dizzy because my eyes are constantly rolling, like when he puts on his tough face and threatens other rappers with violence via his bodyguard. In 2021, I guess I'm just not really
His
excited to
bodyguard.
hear Drake cosplay as a gangster. Pretty much. There's more. And I think the track Fake Love still sounds like Drake trying to write a second Hotline Bling, but failing miserably.
KSI came out with Girls Like Girls. Yeah, that song would be shit on his
Yeah,
record.
that Hotline Bling was terrible. I tried to watch that thing live because I thought maybe if I see it live and hear a crowd screaming, it might change my mind about how stupid this song is. It didn't. The Hotline Bling has to be the biggest insult to music. Oh man, it's like, oh my God, it's definitely mumble rap. It's mumble something. He mumbling something. Good Lord, as long as he's not like summoning something under the ground that doesn't belong on the surface of the earth. Oh my God, it's like he's summoning up some sort of alien from a different galaxy. Like, come on, man.
Drop that.
Drizzy drops lines that make me dizzy because my eyes are constantly rolling, like when he puts on his tough face and threatens other rappers with violence via his bodyguard. In 2021, I guess I'm just not really excited to hear Drake cosplay as a gangster. Pretty much.
Yeah.
There's
'cause
more.
he's not that.
And I think the track Fake Love still sounds like Drake trying to write a second Hotline Bling, but failing miserably.
If KSI came out with Girls Like Girls, yeah, that song would be shit on his record too. Oh, this other song where I'm getting outshined by like every single feature on my LP? Yeah, put that one out too. Drake heard these tracks and said, yeah, these are done. This is to the best of my ability. Imagine being a member of Drake's crew and
'Cause it
like,
is.
I don't know, anybody's playing Pusha T or says Pusha T. If Drake overhears it, like it, even just at a distance, he's
I guess we got to check
turning
out
his head around violently, like who's doing that?
I've been hot
Pusha
since
T,
the birth of my
Adam.
son. I remain unfazed. Trust. Worse has been done. When you are literally so obviously phased that you cannot get off of this topic, the continued responses and mentions and engagements in this ongoing feud, yeah, that's you being phased, bro.
When Drake opens up his
He knows
record
he can't
with
rap.
like, I'm
He just needs
unfazed,
to
that's a
admit
fucking
that.
lie. He is totally fucking phased. He's nothing but phased.
But come on, man. You know what it's.
He's not
come
lyrical.
on, bro. Like, you literally.
For years,
Come
this
on, man. Come on, man.
has been whitewashing dance hall and rapping about tings and all that shit.
Tings.
And now the dude is like, man this, man that, man the other thing. And he's like, I don't know, like try to be a super mellow, soft, lotiony, smooth drill rapper. Please, what the fuck? Like, why Why are we allowing this to happen? He can't keep getting away.
Why do you need to do the accent? Why do you need to do the accent? You are not from the fucking UK. Just like it was silly as shit when you were doing your fake patois thing for project after project, for song after song. This is sillier. You have even less of a connection to this than you did to that, despite the fact that people are making so many excuses for you, falling over themselves to be like, yeah, like why not? There's like Jamaicans in Toronto. Why can't he?
Here's my thing. Why should he even have to put on an accent or something like that to do ethnic music or music, from other countries, and other traditions and, other cultures? Like, why do you need to talk in this accent that you don't have? Why go and do that? You can still appreciate the culture and the diversity of the music and put it in your songs without having to learn the language, and then you're trying to pretend like you can relate to the people. It doesn't make sense. Just be yourself and honor and bring tribute to the cultures, and the music. You could do that without having to literally take it left field with this "I got to talk like them now" type thing. You don't talk like that on an everyday basis. It's just crazy. I could barely understand what he was singing in Hotline Bling. And he wasn't even singing in that. I think he was more like a chanting, going along with the auto-tune type chant. It was just annoying that entire song literally says, you only want me for my Hotline Bling, or you want to put me on a Hotline Bling. Da-da-da-da-da-da Hotline Bling. And then him just dancing, and that's it. Same old stuff over and over and over again. Hey, come on, man. He sucks.
A fake patois. He's kind of putting, a little bit of that English twang on some of his vowels on his bars here, and then he mixes that with his fake patois, and then it's just an unholy matrimony of horror. That final part of the song is about how a pussy is calling Drake's name. You got to be doing some crazy shit to the pussy for it to go, Aubrey.
Well, then what's a part of a song that you've been seeing on TikTok that sticks out to you?
Your pussy shit. I don't know. Dude. I'm not a singer.
Drake continues to sling this
you sitting here
no friends, lone wolf angle, despite the fact that there are some serious mental disconnects that come with it. Right now, who are you not friends with? This is a star-studded track list. Clearly, you are close to some of the biggest names in the industry to some degree. You even had to bury the hatchet with Kid Cudi to get him on the record.
I think Drake could have most definitely avoided being in that awkward situation if he did not play around acting like he was about it. But he's fucking not. He's a pop star who raps.
He needs to continue portraying himself as like, oh, I'm the outsider, I'm the underdog, I have no friends in the industry.
Like he's rapping, but he can't.
Like, what if he feels like that, bro?
It doesn't matter if you feel like that. Some people
has a cadence. Let me say that.
What if Kanye feels like he's Jesus Christ tomorrow morning? Like we know he's crazy.
Drake exists purely in the now. He is for the instant drama and for whatever is a star-studded track list. Clearly, you are close to some of the biggest names in the industry to some degree. You even had to bury the hatchet with Kid Cudi to get him on the record.
I think Drake could have most definitely avoided being in that awkward situation if he did not play around acting like he was about it. But he's fucking not. He's a pop star who raps.
He needs to continue portraying himself as like, oh, I'm the outsider, I'm the underdog, I have no friends in the industry, I have no this, I have no, like, bro.
Like, what if he feels like that, bro?
It doesn't matter if you feel like that. Some people don't like. What if Kanye feels like he's Jesus Christ tomorrow morning? Like we know he's crazy.
Drake exists purely in the now. He is for the instant drama and for whatever is happening in the moment. And fuck whether or not it's actually relevant to anybody in like 6 years.
I would any day listen to those push tracks and anything off Daytona over Scorpion, over your new comp, over frickin' More Life.
Boring, drab, gentrified.
Yeah, let's just have a random fucking intro and then interrupt it and then throw a part about your pussy in there that the kids will like, and then that's not a fucking song.
That's being lazy.
Fucking Fans sounds
is who he
exactly
is.
like a song off of The Weeknd's House of Balloons, but like a totally shit one. It's like half the time Drake doesn't know whether or not he wants to rip off himself or rip off some other artist on this project. He's just kind of switching back and forth between that over and over.
He has
Drake
no
is trying to
talent.
sound
You
really
need to be
cold and
creative
really
for that.
tough.
You just
Which,
copy him.
after the way you just kind of slithered out of that beef with Pusha T, I don't understand why you would ever try to act tough ever again.
We would forget about the
That is right. Pusha T, man. Oh man, I have read so many articles talking about videos where they were talking about that, and watched so many clips of where he basically took him down by telling the truth about him. So, he found out some of his dirt, and Pusha T put it in a song, and it pissed that boy off. That was it. But he didn't do nothing in return. He definitely didn't come back with a diss track or anything after story of Adidon. Man, that was it. That goes to show, even if he did not want beef, he still didn't put out any hardcore rap or lyrical rap, old school hip hop type music. He still didn't do it. 7 years of this nonsense. It is high time for people to accept that this is the artist that Drake is. If someone shows you who they are, believe them. He's not a GOAT. He's not, in my book, he's not a rap artist. And he's barely making the cut for hip hop. He's definitely international pop, maybe some R&B. But I can't take him seriously as a rapper, because he doesn't really rap like that. I mean, even if he dropped bars, they're overly simple. I mean, you guys got to see some of the bars he was putting in that he included in this video, and I'm glad he did. Because you see how simple it is, or just confusing in a bad way, not because it's an entendre. It's like, dude, he can't rap. He can flow, he can have a cadence, a nice flow, but the lyrics and the message in that, it just doesn't exist. And people will buy his stuff because he's already rich, and they just make him more wealthier for no reason. Giving up their rent money to keep him in a life of luxury, like I said in my live that I did last week, explaining even more that he sucks. Like, you're giving up your rent money to keep him in a life of luxury, and there's no challenge for him to do better because he doesn't feel like he has to at this point. Do better for what? The garbage music sells. Why should he improve? Why should he actually learn how to write a bar? Come on now.
Adidon shit if he would just stop bringing it up at this point. These shirts are ass. This is terrible.
If only he would actually try. If only he would actually show some effort. If only he would put something else into these songs other than just the bare minimum to get by.
I think Drake is a little up his own ass here. He's pretending there's something to get when there isn't. He is far from the first artist to do something like this, and he's not doing it very well. This album, in comparison with, if you're reading this, is disgustingly boring, bland, lacking in coherent ideas. The track list is bloated as hell. So many unnecessary tracks. Just do not get what the hell Drake was thinking.
Another example of Drake being lazy.
No, he's just
I
lame.
do diss tracks, and I can diss with the best of him when, in fact, you can't. Because when somebody says something that's a bit too mean or a bit too personal or exposes some information that people didn't have access to yet publicly, you flake. You fold.
Yep.
Like, the amount of legitimately interesting song ideas in the first leg of this album were already very few and far between to begin with. And now it's like he's starving people that have made it this far into the album even more. The funny thing about this song is that even though my phone is nowhere near me, I still feel like I'm just flipping through Instagram when listening to it. I'm just on Twitter right now.
At this point on the record, you've given me zero reason to care about anything that you're saying, anything that you're trying to pitch me in terms of like, this is what's happening in my life, this is what is going through my mind. I don't care. I don't care.
No
Maybe you're clueless fans that don't really listen to much hip hop outside of you and think you're the GOAT. Might
Yes!
buy
It's
into that
wrong.
little rhetorical sleight of hand where you
Yep.
make one thing seem like the other thing.
Drake is 34, has a kid out of wedlock that he didn't plan. He's not going to be the certified lover boy forever. He's already kind of pushing, the fact that he's 34 calling himself a boy. He's already kind of pushing it.
Zoomers are getting to the point, and alphas will get to a point where they don't relate to this man. He's going to be in his fucking 40s and 50s singing over whatever fucking beat that he wants to about how his ex doesn't talk to him anymore.
And I think what Nothing Was the Same highlights exactly is that Drake really can't go anywhere from here.
So to kind of wrap this up, it truly is sad to see someone who is at such a high peak of relevance and popularity in such a state of delusion.
What a slog this album was. I'm really glad it's over.
Go back, hold on.
Might
Your
buy
opinion is
into that
wrong.
little rhetorical sleight of hand where you make one thing seem like
That's
the
his
other
fan.
thing.
Drake is 34, has a kid out of wedlock that he didn't plan. He's not going to be the certified lover boy forever. He's already kind of pushing, the fact that he's 34 calling himself a boy. He's already kind of pushing it.
Zoomers are getting to the point, and alphas will get to a point where they don't relate to this man. He's going to be in his fucking 40s and 50s singing over whatever fucking beat that he wants to about how his ex doesn't talk to him anymore.
And I think what Nothing Was the Same highlights exactly is that Drake really can't go
You got
anywhere
picture
from
MF
here.
doing
So
that
to kind of wrap this up, it truly
Can't
is
go
sad to see
anywhere
someone
from
who
here.
is at such a high peak of relevance and popularity in such a state of delusion.
What a slog this album was. I'm really glad it's over. I'm really glad I'm done with it. But, geez. I really think this is Drake's lowest point yet in terms of level of effort. He really put almost nothing into this record. Yeah, this Drake record is not good.
I'll tell y'all something right now. Y'all better get over it. Because that's him in a nutshell. Once you get to a point where you've just accepted that Drake is a garbage artist, like I have, yeah, you'll move on. You find someone that's lyrical and stick with that if that's what you are looking for. I said in my live, which was over 2-hour live, and I brought in, a different, a bunch of different reactors and their reviews, and Fantano was one of them. And at the end of the day, like I said, Drake, this is his artistry and creativity at work. This is the type of artist he is. And when you have 5 to 7 years in a row of just mediocre to horrible music, it is a reflection of you as an artist. You cannot say that the last 5 to 7 years of deliberate albums were flukes. All of them can't be flukes. That's not the definition of a fluke. His good first 2 albums that were decent, or middle 2, or whatever. He has at least, let's say he has at least 10 albums, and only 1 or 2 are good. Those are the flukes. But 5 to 7 years in a row, where you've had at least an album released every year, a good 5 albums in the last 7 years, and they're all bad? No, that's not a fluke. That's a pattern of behavior, and it is what it is. This is who he is. He's not going to change and get better because, one, he has a diehard Jim Jones fan base that don't believe that he's doing anything wrong. And secondly, they don't challenge him to do better. So he has nothing to lose because he knows they're going to buy his garbage either way. He doesn't need to put in the work in for his fans. He doesn't obviously care about gaining new fans, nor does he care about those who are truly lyrical and true hip-hop heads that want to hear some good old-fashioned hip-hop music, some lyrical bars, some creativity in it. He's not going to cater to those people. He's going to cater to the ones that are just buying his albums and keeping him rich. That's it. So, he might not be a culture vulture, but he definitely pimping out his whole fan base. And as long as they keep him in a life of luxury, he don't care. He's gonna cater to the masses, to the people that are actually buying his music. And most of them don't listen to lyrical rap music. And if they do, They don't listen to Drake for lyricism because they know they're not going to get it from him. They're going to get that techno, international bebop, sing-along nonsense with auto-tuning to death. That's the type of music they're going to get when they don't want to think hard. They're trying to de-stress, sitting in traffic, just music to play in the background when you want to fall asleep. Like, that's what they're listening to his music for. They're not listening. A true hip-hop lover, a true hip-hop head, person who's passionate about lyrical rap music, they're not listening to Drake for that. Because he doesn't give that. No, he does not. So, I wanted to make sure I checked this out. Like I said, if someone shows you who you are, who you are, or who they are, you believe them. And he has shown you all who he is as an artist for years. People need to stop ignoring it. Stop making excuses. Stop expecting it to get better. Stop expecting anything out of him other than what he gives you. Because this is all he can do. 5 years in a row? No, that's a pattern and it is all he can do. This is innate inside of him. So, sorry, he has no creativity. He's never been lyrical at anything. I don't know why people, go crazy over him. But, it's almost an insult to lyrical rap artists who are out there, grinding and working hard. And they're keeping lyrical rap music alive and well. Coast Contra, they finally getting their time to shine, and it's well deserved. Ciroc, Snow the Product, these are underrated artists that should definitely have more attention brought to their music. But no. People want to sit here and give Drake all of their bill money when he doesn't even deserve it, because he hasn't earned it. And he's not going to give you guys anything better as long as you keep buying the garbage. So, you're just going to have to do like I do, Fantano. You just have to not listen to his crap. Because I've never listened to his. I don't even know what the other albums are about. And the only reason why I heard, honestly, Nevermind, it was because I was reviewing a video by In the Clutch. And they were actually, reviewing the entire album. And you could just hear about 5 or 6 seconds of each song just to get a gist of it. And it sounds the same. There's nothing special about it. So, either way, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I've been saying this the whole time. I'm glad this video is up. And hopefully there are more people out there that can recognize Drake sucks. And he should never, ever be in the conversation of a GOAT rap anything. Because that's not what he does. It's not the music he really puts out like that. And there are more lyrical rap artists out there that deserve to be, from a technical stance on a higher level than him. Way more deserving. So, all right, you guys continue to stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And until the next video.